not getting upset at all. I think that looking at brand new jackal pups is a brilliant idea. And here is Hosana. He's turned round. He's been a bit gory today. He's eaten off the head of the scrub hare. Now he's dispatching the tail. Oh, this is not going to be pretty. If you are a sensitive viewer, I do apologise. We have a school drive coming up. I hope he's going to have finished doing all of that by the time we get to them. He's now got a beard of rabbit fur. And he did his trick with the intestines again, where he emptied them of their contents and then ate the stomach lining and the intestinal wall, which of course is nutritious. And now he's going in through the back end to get at the rest of the meat, clearing off. Well, the tail's going to go soon. He's doing a very good job of taking the hair off. Oh, goodness gracious me. I know that this might be a little rough for some of you to watch, but he did need to eat. He really did. And I have to tell you, if there's one species out here that is in no danger of going extinct, it is the scrub hare. And I'm sure many of you found it as amusing as I did to see him with his rabbit fur goatee. You see how difficult it is to spit when you don't have a jaw as movable as ours, or lips as movable as ours. He's got to let gravity do the work for him. Now he looks like he's got a little Viking beard. There we go. Well done, boy. We are laughing at you, yes. In fact, there are probably in excess of 2,000 people laughing at you at the moment. That need not worry you. Sun's just gone down, and so now that little breeze comes up. Probably be still again in about 20 minutes. What a drive we've had. I was a little worried when Brent phoned me earlier and said, you know, Manu's been stung in the eye. It's just going to be the two of you today. And I thought, well, if we have a very quiet afternoon here, well, Jamie's going to be on her own. But thankfully, we've all had lots to show you, which is fantastic. I'm sorry about the stick in the way. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Yes, Marianne, Hosana has got a hairy chin. That's actually quite good. I didn't think of it. I wish I had it. One of those wonderfully obvious jokes that nobody thinks of, except the clever ones. Well done, Marianne. Now he's into the rib cage is what I meant to say before frog got caught in my throat. There's a little bit of intestine there. That's the back end of the intestine. You can see that the pellets are there ready to come out. That's amazing to see. Did you see that, everybody? It looked like a little sort of a tube of beads, if you like. Yes, now he's thinking that that little tube of beads wasn't very delicious. I've never eaten rabbit pie, but I believe that it's very popular in Italy and France. Sebastian says it's okay. It's not great, though. I'm not sure if anyone else has eaten rabbit pie. Alexandra, who's sitting in the final control, obviously with a horrified look on her face, says it's nasty. I'm not sure why rabbit pie should be nasty. I don't think Hosana thinks it's nasty in the slightest. I think he is the very happiest cat in all the Sabi Sands right now. This will assuage his hunger for a little while, probably last him about a day. Yeah, Umka, he is eating the bones. We were just discussing this off air, and they do eat the bones. They will digest all of the small bones, and in fact, if you watch him eat a duiker, he will eat just about all of the bones except the biggest bones like the jaw. He probably wouldn't eat, but he'd eat even most of the jaw or the leg bones. Bones are imminently digestible. It's just a question of breaking them open and cracking them up into pieces small enough to digest. But he will definitely eat the bones. They've got lots of calcium and phosphorus and other good things in them. And if you're purely a meat eater, of course, and you're not an omnivorous organism like us, well, then you do need to try and get as much in the way of varied nutrition from your carcasses as possible. So the bones are important. The hair he will not be able to digest. It's made of keratin. But the bones he will. All of the organs, each of them contain little bits of nutrition that he needs. The meat is obviously useful. The fat especially useful. He's so dainty the way he eats in some ways, and so, well, fairly brutal in other ways. But I don't think that this bunny is going to make it to the school show, or is it? 3 minutes to the school show. Kirsten, can you confirm, are we allowed to show this to the kids? Are we finding out if we're able to show this to the kids? Oh, they're 10 to 11, that should be fine. They're surely not about to have a panic attack about something like this. Here we go. No information yet. Margarita, there's not a lot of blood because he seemed to have drunk it all. He bit the head off, literally, bit the head off, swallowed it, ate the ears, and then there was quite a lot of blood coming out, and he kind of lapped it all up. And I suppose most of it is finished. There'll be a little patch probably on the tree below him. We're just finding out from the teacher if she's prepared to allow us to show this to her kids. She may, of course, be afraid that a bevy of parents will come into the school armed with 5 or 6 lawyers each. Oh, she's fine with it. Good soul. Well done. Okay, well, we're going to welcome them in 1 minute as Hosana has a little vomit. Oh, they're already watching. Hello, Lake Charter School. It's wonderful to have you with us. We're sitting here in South Africa with a male leopard. He's just killed himself a scrub hare, which is like a rabbit. It's a little bit sad for the scrub hare, of course, but for the leopard, it's very much needed as a dinner meal. My name is James, as you've just seen. Sen's always on camera, and would love you to ask as many questions as you can. You can just ask your teacher. She will ask us, or he will ask us, and we will do our very best to answer any of your questions that we have. I'm sitting here in the Western Kruger National Park with Hosana, the male leopard, a 2.5-year-old male leopard. And in the Masai Mara, we have Jamie, and she's going to show you some interesting things once we've had enough of watching Hosana. Well, all of you are wondering in your classroom how often leopards get up in trees. Well, he's in a tree, sort of. This tree has fallen over a gully, or a donga, as we call them in this part of the world, and he's sitting on it because it's just a comfortable place to eat. There isn't dirt there. They don't normally spend too much time in trees unless they are running away from something. So, if he was set upon by wild dogs or lions, he'd run up a tree. Otherwise, they normally stay on the ground. The other reason they go up into the trees is if they have a kill and they're worried that hyenas might try and steal it, well, then they might take it up into the tree and feed in the tree. They don't often rest in trees because if you look at the bark of this tree, for example, it's very spiky, and you can imagine trying to lie comfortably there and have a sleep, and it just wouldn't be the most comfortable place in the world. So normally, they'll only go up trees if they've got some food there, or if they're trying desperately to get away from a threat, like a hyena, a wild dog, or a lion. Now, I said we were going to be joined by Jamie. Jamie is in the Masai Mara of Kenya, where it's an hour later than it is here in South Africa. She is sitting not with a cat, but with a dog.